Welcome to Hide and Seek TV. It's your boy Hide and Seek, and I'm live from Oakland, California. And I'm about to get ready to delve deep into a lot of different things. The Super Bowl that I'm gonna be speaking on. Like when I talk about the Super Bowl, it's not about no predictions or anything. I'm gonna be just delving into the whole aspect of how everything is all coming together. How prophecy is fulfilling right before our eyes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to start it off first off with 1 John 4:3. And every spirit that confesseth not that Yahushua is come in the flesh is not of God, and that spirit is of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and even now already it is in the world. So, like I've been showing you guys for the past, 3-4 years about how the Messiah is already upon the earth and everything is unraveling. So, he already returned. I've been showing you guys this. And I'm going to put the links in the comment section below because I want to just keep it specifically flowing with everything I'm going to be talking about in this video. So it says in Zechariah 6:12, and speak unto him, saying, thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, behold, the man whose name is the branch, and he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of the Lord. So the man who is the branch shall build up the temple of the Lord. So let's talk about that temple. As it's written in Isaiah 19:19, in that day there should be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord, and it should be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts, which are a shadow of things to come, but the bodies of Christ. So, the top of the altars is measured at 76 degrees. And remember in Psalms 118:22, as it's written that the builders, the Freemasons, removed the headstone because they don't want to testify of how the Messiah's return in 1976. As I've shown millions of times in these videos. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around none of that. If you really pay attention to the celebrity, stardom range right now, everybody is really in their 40s and 50ish, time, age frames. If you really pay attention to the celebrities, the ones who are at their peak right now are all in the 40, 50 age range, you know what I'm saying? So it's all like that, man. There's no way around none of it. So that's why in Psalms 118:22, that's why I said they removed the headstone, because he's the headstone that they don't want him to be the head ruler of the earth. And if you're familiar with the all-seeing eye on the pyramid, on the Masonic Illuminati pyramid, what do you have? You literally have an all-seeing eye with no headstone on there. If you pay attention to that, I'll go to it in a moment. Like I said, I want to just keep this all flowing. So let's go into 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 13 and 14. Then certain of the people were so forward there herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen, whereupon they have built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. In verse 11, in those days went out there Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we are departed from them, we have much sorrow. So that's why you still have these sports and everything going on. Because it's all just to, forsake the holy covenant and become uncircumcised in the heart, you know what I'm saying, to do war against the kingdom of heaven. We already know all of this stuff is all rigged, but oh yeah, we know it's rigged, man. We know the Super Bowl is rigged, man. It's all rigged, but why are they doing it? It's more than just what they do, Let's talk about it. So you see, there is no headstone. As you can see, just an all-seeing eye. You know what I mean? For people who, I want to just show it specifically. So let's talk about it, because, they use the football. Football, they love using the Super Bowl because, one, it deals with the earth. Football deals with the earth. Basketball, it deals with the court. So it deals with the judgments. Lucifer is our accuser. That's why Barack Obama had to have the basketball background, because it all goes into how Lucifer loves to be within the courts accusing, people to lead them to hell, which I'll get into in another video prior to this one. The next video, I'm going to get more in depth with the Messiah and with Obama, you know what I mean? But as it's written in Isaiah 22:18, he will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball. You see that? So you'll be tossed like a ball. So that all goes into the football and all of the sports themes. So this all pertains to football, because that's why they love to use Superbowl, you know. But I'm going to get into this. Let's delve deep about the Kansas connection. Now, remember I already talked about how Wichita, Kansas area code is 316. Hence John 3:16, for God sent his only begotten Son. All who believe shall have eternal life. So hence the whole theme of the 316 in John 3:16. And remember, I was just talking about how the top of the altars is measured at 76 degrees. So let's do this, if you don't mind me talking. Let's see what 316 square root is. See how it has 776. There's no way around none of this, man. The square root of 316. Come on, y'all. 776. And like I was saying, the Messiah is within Kansas. That's why on Superman, remember he lived in Kansas. Remember you had in Smallville. Remember you had the Wizard of Oz. Remember they went through Kansas to get to Emerald City, because through Kansas you made it to the kingdom of heaven. Because they already know the Exodus is about to go down, which I'm about to elaborate within this video. So I'm gonna play a clip and I'm gonna chime on in. Listen to this. So they are, like I said, the gathering is about to go down this year in Kansas is very significant. This is why I've been telling you guys. Listen to this. I'm going to Wichita. You hear he said he's going to Kansas. I'm going to Wichita. Listen. And I'm bleeding right before the Lord. So he's going to Wichita bleeding before the Lord. Because, they say they want to work as hard as they can to keep him hidden and nobody know who he is. You see what I'm saying? So let's get into this, man. You see, you got Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs. And when you understand the Chiefs deals with the 144,000, the Saints, the Chiefs, coming out of Kansas battling. Remember how they was just battling Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Now I'm going to explain this so you can understand. It's a lot of duality and all this, all blasphemy, but through the blasphemy, everything, the truth is revealed, because we got to be able to know what's they make what's good evil and evil good. So we got to be able to understand the codes, understand the names, understand what's going on to be able to, be able to grasp what's happening. So, you have Lamar Jackson and you have Patrick Mahomes with Kansas City Chiefs. So when you understand Kansas City Chiefs, like I said, it all goes into the Saints, who's about to be prepared to be gathered for the Exodus, with the Messiah, who's the chief rising out of Kansas. That's why Patrick Mahomes, when you understand how everything goes, they always have a way for him to win in the script. You know what I'm saying? It's all measured for him to overcome. He's always the overcomer, beating all the odds, coming out of Kansas, bringing down the most elite teams. No matter who you put up against, some defenses, whatever, he's going to find a way, walking in the steps of the Lord, blasphemy, let him lead. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback. And then you got Lamar Jackson. He had to overcome, because Lamar, all it means is the man out the sea. And the Messiah is the living waters. And then Jackson, because that goes into son of Jacob, as it's written, through Jacob is the covenant. Jacob becomes Israel in the scriptures. So when you understand why, he had to overcome the Ravens team, because remember, like I said, the Exodus about to unravel. And when Noah was getting ready to go into the new world, when the flood was over, remember he released the raven, preparing for the new world. That's why back in the day you had that soul raven. Remember, she'll see the future, because it deals with seeing the new world to come. So let's go into this and let's talk about Lamar. So it says, and he said unto me, like as thou canst neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon earth see my son or those that be with him, but in that day and time. So this is all the revelation time, the time of the revealing. We are in that time where the man out the sea and his saints are being revealed. It's important about knowing our roles, man. You got Lamar Jackson. That's why you have Kendrick Lamar blaspheming. And notice his middle name is Lamar. Because Lamar don't mean nothing but the man out the sea. And then you go to Drake. His mother was born the same day as J. Cole. Let's see what J. Cole's name is. See, J. Cole middle name as well as Lamar. You see how blasphemous all of this stuff is, man. It's all about who got the eyes to see and ears to hear. They got middle names with Lamar because Lamar, all that goes into the middle name because the Messiah is our mediator. He's the bridge to get back to the kingdom of heaven and the Father. You see how wicked these people are. They're not our friends, man. When they want to just torture you in hell, and people don't understand that. These people, you're listening to their music, you're taking it in for entertainment, and all it's doing is what? All it's doing is corrupting your temple. The kingdom of heaven is within you. So you got these devils, the highest form of praise is through music. And our temples, belong to the Father, and you got letting these devils corrupt your temple. Everything these devils got to say. Every bar J. Cole got. Every bar Kendrick Lamar has, Drake has. How do Drake mom had the same birthday as J. Cole, and J. Cole got the same middle name as Kendrick? And they all the big three, and they all connected. Like, come on, man. It don't even make no sense. But let's keep it rolling. That's why in 2001, remember the Ravens beat the Giants, You had the Ravens versus the Giants that year because New York, remember what happened in 2001? That same year, you had the Ravens beat the Giants because all that goes into is, remember the 9/11 happened. But let me get into that. Notice how this year they played against each other. It was the 2024 score. So notice all this, or this is a little while back, but just notice like everything was like always dealing with years. These past few years, these scores been dealing with like years, 2027, 2025, 2024. You know what I'm saying? It's all just coming together, man. It's all about who got the eyes to see and ears to hear, And we got to pay attention to all of that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all coming together, y'all, it's everything coming together, and it's all about how much can we, pay attention. So like I said, 2001, the Ravens won the Super Bowl against New York. As it's written in 1 Thessalonians 4:17, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with the Lord in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. So shall we forever be with the Lord. So what's spiritual is physical. As it's written in Hebrews 12:1, we are the cloud of witnesses. That's why I said, behold, he come with clouds. I explained all of that in videos, the actual breakdowns, and I put it in the comment section below. But like I said, the Ravens had to play the Giants that year because that year they knew the towers had to come down. So like I said, the Ravens foreshadowed the new world to come. Remember, Noah released the raven for the new world. So that's why you remember when the towers went down, because it was showing when the whole thing happened, because they already know we're going to be meeting the Lord in the plains. When the Exodus fulfills, this stuff is nearing, man. And I'm about to show all of that. So you remember the plains brought down the towers, they say, but the symbology is basically when we Exodus, their Masonic temples are going to fall apart, their pillars. Their world is going to fall apart. That's why they don't want you knowing about no Exodus. That's why they be like, when Christ returns, you're going to float the sky. You're going to be raptured. All still blaspheming the aspect of the great ascension, but they don't want you knowing that we got a land, that we have we are a people, we're a nation now. We're Judah, and we're Judah, the tribes of Judah. We're the nation of Judah. With nation comes land. With land comes inheritance. We're going to get our land back. That's what's all about to fulfill. That's why you got Travis Kelce. He had to have Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to break down a tailor. When you understand what a tailor do, a tailor, what does it do? A tailor prepare garments, suits for people, garments to fit certain individuals. Say, hey, I'm a tailor you. What's your shoulders? 40 inches, your pants length, 38 by 10. You know what I mean? Like, the Taylor Swift, because the Swift Taylor, because I already know as it's written, the Messiah rises with his wings swiftly to deliver the saints. The tailoring, because the Chiefs, because as it's written, In Revelation 7:9, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with the white robes, palms in their hands. So that means that the tailor and the swiftly is getting prepared. Our garments being prepared for the saints. So let's delve deep into this, man. All right, now this is off the show Power, or Ronnie, take unique out. Now when you understand this is a lot of duality, I'm gonna actually do a video maybe about the show soon. It's almost over. I'm gonna go into a lot of detail. I did it before, I could put that in the comment section below. But when you understand the whole theme about unique, is a serious character, because unique, that all goes into remember he was dealing with the Italians. Now he started connecting with Barack, Barack Obama blasphemy, symbology more so. So, you got Raquel Thomas, and you got Barack. And then, they use the female because it goes into the Jezebel spirit. It goes into Mother Babylon. You know what I mean? The Baphomet energy. So, Unique started serving Rock. You know what I mean? Ronnie wasn't really having none of that, because Ronnie was just symbolic of the whole theme of the saint, that's preparing to, to bring down Barack's kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I'll get into all of that, like I said, in another video to come. But what I want to do is show they're in a tailor shop, and I'm going to show what happens. Excuse all of the violence, but it's just all duality and symbology of everything that's about to go down,
You all right losing everything I left you. Long as you think you looking pretty doing it. You a damn clown.
See how you call him a clown? Because, you joining in blaspheming with Barack. I'm going to break all of this down in a second as I progress in the video. But basically, he was trying to, just submit. Ronnie was trying to let Unique know, man, you out here submitting, letting, Rock get you off the corner. And what the corner goes back to is the cornerstone, the altars. So with that all comes how we supposed to, rid away the way we supposed to crucify the flesh daily. That's why they like to use violence in these scenes. It's just all, like I said, symbology of us overcoming our flesh, becoming more spiritual. But just pay attention to this. You see the whole thing dealing with the glasses, because as it's written, the eyes to see, ears to hear. Remember it says, what do cars say? The whole thing, objects on a car in the mirror appear closer than they are,
What?
Alright, the whole thing, notice they fighting in a tailor shop. Like I said, the tailoring, gathering the garments.
Don't you ever fucking forget? You forget all about who you beefing with in the first place.
The language.
And you don't even recognize who eating all them punches across from you.
You see, he got the rod. As it's written, the Messiah will hold the rod of correction. See the whole thing, how he, beat him to death with the rod. So it's all the whole theme of bringing forth the rod, the law, the judgment. Bringing the law flowing from Zion inside the tailor shop, because the saints are getting ready to prepare to gather up their garments. Because the laws, it's more, the closer we grow to God, the closer we grow to God, like basically the more pure we become, and the more, the closer we'll be in a sense of that time when the Exodus happened. We're waking up knowing that he's here. The same actor who gets beat to death, he goes off, make his single he haven't made in a couple years, and he called it Passports and Suitcases. So they already know the Exodus is getting ready to go down, As it's written in Isaiah 19:19-20, in that day there should be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord, and it should be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. So that whole theme is us going back to our land. They call it Egypt, but it's really Zion. You know what I'm saying? As it's written in Genesis 49:10, let's get into this, man. Let's talk about it. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh comes, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So the people are going to be gathered up. That's why everything now is everybody's starting to influx to America, which I'm going to get into in a minute, because they already know he's in Kansas. The gathering is happening. Look at this. Benny the Butcher, his album, Everybody Can't Go, because they don't want the saints to exodus. They want everybody, the ones who not able to go, going to be left behind to be destroyed. They want as many people that way as possible, and it's a sad reality. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they want. They don't want people knowing about the Exodus. Lucifer's plan is nobody leaves. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, you don't, you just die with a legacy here. You know what I mean? Die in a gangbang shooting. Die, fighting over, over a woman. Women die, because of domestic abuse and so forth. Die from sex diseases. Just that's a legacy. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to inherit your land in Zion. That's why this year you got the game coming out called Exodus, man. You see? Come on. That's why, Obama come out of Hawaii, like I told y'all before, because Hawaii was formed from hellfire. It's symbolic of hellfire with the volcanoes. You know what I'm saying? They like, look, dude, as it's written in Revelation 12, that the dragon, the Antichrist, will war against the sands of the sea. And Israel is as the sands of the sea, as it's written in the book of Hosea. We are as the number of the sands of the sea that no man can number. So the dragon, the beast, the Antichrist, Obama had to come out of Hawaii. And he wanted to lead as much Israel as possible through hellfire, warring against the sands of the sea all day. You see how deep it is. That's why when you understand Hawaii's abbreviation, notice it's HI, is high. It deals with the great greeting. Everybody's welcome to come to hell. High. They don't want you knowing people, my purpose, I don't know my purpose is, I believe I was born to be an attorney, and go through the school system and become an attorney and a doctor, like, yeah, we serve purposes, but, we're going to have duties in the kingdom when the Exodus, you're going to have people who use real herbs and heal. You're going to have the lawgivers who, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have the priests, kings, and lawgivers. You're going to have this and that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, Lucifer want you just doing it for his kingdom, as it's written in Revelation 14:1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. So yeah, obviously we're rehearsing the kingdom now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're in this system, we know how to move around in it, because as it's written in Exodus 34:19, those who come out the matrix are mine. In Exodus 34:19, those who come out the matrix are mine. So, we breaking out of it every day, But I'm talking about people who reprobate and they just stuck thinking this is where it's at. It's the same matchup. The Superbowl we about to have, I'm about to break this down to y'all and why it's the same matchup. In 2020, remember you had the Chiefs versus the 49ers. At the time, I remember I was living out in New York. I was living there for a couple years. But I remember during that time, people was like, man, I'm a Niners fan. I hope they win. I hope they win. But Kansas City Chiefs, you was battling against the Niners. You feel what I'm saying? Because when you understand the Chiefs, like I said, that represents the saints with the Messiah. Because we are a tribe, we have a chief. And then the Niners goes into the 1849 gold rush. It all deals with the treasures, the wealth, So let's go into, in Matthew 6, let's go into the Lord's Prayer. And it's going to make sense to you guys. So let's read verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. So let's go down to verse 18. I'm in verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up treasures for yourselves in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. So you see the whole theme. So it's all symbolic of all of us getting ready to gather our treasures in heaven, all getting ready to gather our portions in the kingdom when we exodus. You know? Like I told y'all, this stuff is coming together, man. So that's why the Chiefs are battling against the Niners, because it's all just showing the whole aspect of, you know, the saints get ready to gather and gain their treasures. You know? See, this is why they got that Book of Clarence movie out, because it's all blasphemy of the Messiah. They know that's upon the earth, getting ready to gather the people by numerous numbers. See, it's going to start out like this, few believers, oh man, I don't know if that's true. And then saints going to start growing all around, gathering unto him, and unto his bishops and chiefs that's with him, you know, preparing for the Exodus. You see how he's walking through the temples, into the chambers, the altars. God sent me to deliver this message. And then you see how he's gaining the treasures, you know, because they already know the time going to come too. People are going to argue the kingdom is going to be flowing. People are going to want to participate. That's why they built up those false pastors. So people, when they hear donations, tithes, etc., what do? Oh man, that pastor, every time I did that, pastors just went to go do this and do that. You know, they went to go get prostitutes. They went to go get new houses and cars while the people suffer on the streets, you know. So Satan always have a plan to counteract, because he already know the time is coming when the Messiah is going to be revealed, and people are going to have that Antichrist spirit in them, and that's why people now are saying they want to be there themselves, because they already know the gathering happening, you know. Don't come to me. I'm to myself. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust no one, because Satan want that in people's hearts, because the Messiah is in the flesh as a man. So, you know, you might walk amongst them. I don't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? And that's all recorded against you in heaven, as it's written in Deuteronomy 30:19. That's why I told us to love our neighbors. But Lucifer sent his spiritual agents upon people. You know, people, we get influenced by these rap songs. We listen to all that. Or now you just rap anything. Rock, rap, foods, whatever. You know? And whatever you are, you're going to start attracting that. And whatever in your heart, you're going to start attracting that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people, let's use an example. You know, you might have, say, a social group of friends. You know, they call it friends or whatever. And you're wondering why you're around people who, you know, all they want to do is pop pills and drink alcohol. And you like, man, I'm not really trying to do this no more or whatever. And now, man, you ain't down, man. Man, you lame now, man. Man, I can't believe, you know what I'm saying? But at first, you know, say 2 years ago, you can lounge around them all day. Or, you know, a woman, you know, she's dealing with guys. You know, I want a real man, but I'm attracting pimps. I'm attracting killers. I'm attracting, you know, domestic abusers. You know, but she been watching Tyler Perry all her life. You know, she been watching Players Club all her life. You know, she been listening to Bun B all her life. You know, and they wonder why they're attracting these things in their life. You know what I'm saying? So then they get to a point they don't want to trust nobody. So now, you know, the Messiah as a man walk amongst them. You know, they don't even say, peace be unto you to him. They don't even, you know, look his way. They just, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust no one. You know, get out my face. That's why I don't deal with people now. This is why I stay to myself now. You know, it's a lot of good people that cross paths with people. They'll give attention to reprobates, you know, all day long. You know, they'll deal with reprobate people all day long, but, you know, righteous people come around their life. You know, I don't really feel like doing a Bible study, but somebody come around them, hey, let's smoke, let's drink, let's do this, let's do that. They inherit, they'll deal with that, you know. But when this time start coming, you know, when this all start coming, right here, they already know that Taylor and that Swifton is coming, you know, and I've been a victim to that too, you know. I mean, more so suspect to that, you know. Yeah, man, I don't want to trust nobody. I had to get that out my heart. You know, had to really get into repentance and praying the Father to put me around righteous people, you know. And you see how this right here, when this stuff start going down, that's when people gonna want to start, oh, hey man, how you been doing? You know, because safety, they gonna want safety, you know. And this is how this works. Let's keep it going. But like I said, all going into that 2020 Super Bowl, because remember that year, that's when Rona went down. Because when you understand the Rona, that deals with the sun's surface, and as it's written in Malachi, 4:2, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. That's what global warming is all about, because they already know that the Son of Righteousness is rising up. We got to protect our planet from global warming, That's how it goes, man. You see how it is? That's why during that year you had what? You had the Rona, because they was already knowing that we had a virus that's spreading around. Notice it was dealing with breathing with the lungs, because they know we got to climb that altar, That's why they was like, you gotta get a shot so you can be protected from Rona, because they didn't want the Son of Righteousness to gather you up. So people didn't been, had the shots, etc. People didn't, not even if they didn't get a shot or whatever, they start, I gotta stay away from people, social distancing, protect myself, no gathering, That's why the Lions had to play against the Niners, because the Lions represent, Bye Bye Barry. Remember that was the movie that came out right before the Lions started going on a run. And when you understand Bye Bye Barry, Barry is short for Barack Obama. That's his nickname, Barry. And Sanders deal with how, Satan loves to eat the dust of flesh all his life. He's cursed as a serpent to eat dust all his life. The Sanders. Unto dust, from dust we come, unto dust we shall return. So Barry is the Babylonian lion running around, trying to devour flesh all day, trying to lead you to hell. That's why Obama had to be a Leo, because, the Messiah is the Lion of Judah. So everything that he do, he got to, mirror it on the opposite side, During that same time, you had the George Floyd, I can't breathe, You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff, man. All of that stuff is all connected. That's why he had to play football too. All this stuff come together. So let's delve deep into this, man. I want to take it even further, if y'all don't mind me talking, because it's all coming together. Like I said, notice right here, like I said, Las Vegas is where the Super Bowl gonna be at, and they got Usher doing a halftime show, because Usher goes into ushering in the new kingdom, the new world. The ushers. They're the ones who let you inside the church doors, you know what I'm saying? They're the ones who let you into the kingdom, symbolically, So you see how Ricky was on the movie Boys in the Hood. You see he was scratching off the ticket, because it goes into that gambling. The gamble deals with who the Messiah can gather up. Ricky just means the king, So he's scratching off the ticket, because scratching the ticket, that all goes into like basically, as it's written, many are called, few are chosen. So who gonna be the ones that's gonna, he's gonna gather a few. Satan gather many. But you see, he got the milk, because the milk goes to the milk of truth, So let's delve into this. Notice he's scratching the ticket. Remember, he was a football player. And look.
I swear, if that motherfucker roll up on the...
Excuse the language.
That one more time, I'm gonna blast his ass. Shit, Rick!
You see how he had to pee, and notice he's peeing against the wall. I'm going to show y'all something right quick. This is very symbolic. Now you see the name Lulu. Now those who follow my channel already know, I'm going to get into this right quick. The name Lulu, when you translate praise the Lord, it becomes Louis Eternal. Hint hallelujah, praise Louis Yah. That's all holly means, is to praise Louis Yah. So you see Rick is peeing against the wall, and then you see Lulu, he shoots D-Wiz, because Wiz just goes to the Masons, the Wizards. And you see how D-Wiz is peeing before Lulu shoots him. Excuse all of that, but you see how Lulu had to shoot him, because what that all goes into, the peeing, that all goes into the great, cleansing, the releasing, the purification, So this stuff, or the church body. But that's when he shoots him, because you see how the wall goes into the altars. You kind of see what I mean? And you already know, like, the whole penis theme all deals with the rod of God. It's all just symbolic of the rod, you know. So I'm gonna show y'all something else. So same as Ricky. You see Lewis peeing right there. You see that?
Dude. The fuck you waiting on?
Excuse the
Do the
language.
damn thing. Yo, what the fuck? You need inspiration or something? Shit.
You see how they try to rob him after he got done peeing and he shoots at him. You see that? So that whole thing, notice how he had to pee against the wall first. You know?
Let's go.
So you see the whole theme, and it always deals with the shooting. And then you see how all this stuff goes together, how he was trying to run in the alley because the alley just deals with the chambers of the altar, you know. You see how all this stuff comes together. Let's take it even further right quick, man. Look at this. Yeah, they said, check out this reverend, look.
Check this out, here come the Reverend.
His name is Lewis, and he's the reverend, look.
So what college you from?
I'm from USC.
USC deals with the Trojans, which I'm gonna show in a minute.
Yo, man, you gotta have a scholarship.
You hear how the helicopter flew over him? When Lewis pull up, notice the plane fly over the helicopter.
I'm from USC.
The plane, the exodus through the plains by Lewis, look.
Yo, man, you gotta have a scholarship to go to SC.
No, but it helps.
Yo, you think you can hook me up with a scholarship?
What do you do?
I used to play baseball.
Shut up, man.
You hear how he told me I used to play baseball. I used to, you know, because what he's trying to say is basically, you know, you see Lewis like, basically, let me hook me up with a scholarship. I want to come play for you. Because what he's trying to say is, remember as it's written, many will say, you know, in that day I did works in your name. But he would say, I never knew you. Depart from me, workers of iniquity. So you see how all this stuff plays out. It's right in our face. And that guy name was Monster, you know.
Don't you know the man's about business?
Yeah, he said, shut up. Don't you know the man's about business? Be silent before the Lord because he's about his father's business.
Move, nigga. Move, punk. Move.
You see that with Lewis. And then he walks through the door with the light over his shoulder. You know? When you understand the USC, with the Trojans, you see the color, it's the red and gold. You know, the red for the blood and then the yellow for the gold. And it's all the same colors. The reason why I showed that, notice it's all like the same colors. Remember the Niners used that reddish, that red and like that goldish color. And then you have the Patrick Mahomes, you know, the Chiefs used the reddish goldish color because we covered in the blood of the Lamb and we inherit the gold treasures of heaven for believing in them. You see how that works? You know, I had went over there to the, cause I was out in Compton for a minute. You know, I had went over there to the Ricky Alley. You know, as you can see, the Ricky Alley, and notice right here, you see that on the side is 776, right by the gate. They gated it up now, the alley, but you see right by there it got 776. You know, cause I was staying over basically in Hoover area. I was right over there by Crenshaw and Hoover. I was staying over there. Yeah, I had went over there, you know, that was all, like I was over in that area, went to the Doughboy's house and all of that stuff, but, because I was out there for like a week last week. I've been out in Cali like a month almost, but you see, all of that reason why I showed that, because, you know, Rick goes to the king, and then Doughboy, you know, that's the dough that deals with the bread of life blasphemy, you know. So all that stuff is all just symbolic. That's how they work, that's what they do. That's why Tupac, remember, before they got him, remember they said he dies, they say, you see how he's in the garments, the silk garments, and then next thing you know, he's in a jersey too. Remember they had to say, oh, he had a jersey on before he dies. You know, he go from orange to green because the orange deals with the illumination, you know, the light of God, blasphemy, and then the green goes into the harvesting, you know. You know, that's how all this stuff connects. That's why they had to say that. That's why the VIN number has 67 in it, because When you understand 7, 6, 7 deals with the spirit, 6 the number of flesh. I mean, the 7, the number of the spirit, 6 the number of flesh. That deals with the aspect of the headstone, the foreshadowing the kingdom to come. When they do 6, 7, it's them trying to block the spiritual kingdom with their carnal desires, their carnal kingdom, the flesh kingdom. You know, the 6, 7 it deals with the Masons. So that's why that car had to have 6, 7 on it, you know, on the VIN number. So as it's written in Isaiah 52, 5 through 6, now therefore, what have I say here, saith the Lord, my people is taken away for naught. They that rule over them make them to howl, saith the Lord, and my name continually every day is blasphemed. Therefore my people should know my name, therefore they should know in that day that I am he that doeth speak, behold it is I. Notice he said those who rule over them make them to howl, because those who rule over us are what? They're the Masons, the wolves in sheep's clothing, making you howl, making you blaspheme his name and don't even know what you're doing. Yeah, I got my Louis Vuitton, you know, Louis this, Louis that, you know. See that on Ghostbusters, I can do this. You don't scare us, Louis. Take away those supernatural powers. Take away your, you know, your heavenly powers. You don't scare us, Louis, because the fear of God is the beginning of all wisdom, you know. Look at Louis was the name used to cast out demons on the exorcists, you know. Notice that J. Cole devil calling him a false prophet. You know, you see you got 76 and you got Louis on a bus, because the bus deals with what? That deals with the Exodus. That's why Rosa Louise Parks had to, yo, I am not getting up out my seat, you know, sitting on a bus, you know, trying to block the Exodus, man. Let's take it even further. All right, excuse the language, y'all, but pay attention to this one more time.
We keep doing this, Lou. Going over the same shit, talking the same talk, then you're done and you're gonna walk away.
You see that you're gonna walk away to Exodus.
It's just noise, Lou. Shit that you say to make yourself believe something gonna happen that ain't never gonna happen. You ain't going nowhere because there ain't nowhere for you to go. You know, I keep waiting for you to figure it out, Lou. To see what's as obvious as a nose on your motherfucking face, but you ain't never gonna see it. So I'm gonna have to say it out loud for you, so we can stop having these fucking talks, because I'm tired. So let me make a play. Let me make this shit real simple. I own you, nigga.
You see that? So all this stuff just coming together, you know, this warring against kingdom of heaven. Then this right here happens. Look at this.
Part of this shit is when you alone, when no one be talking to you, telling you. I'm sure there's niggas out there when they're by themselves, being alone, man, talking.
See, they got the smoking, the cigarettes, could that blaspheme how the Messiah, as it's written, will hold what? He would have his, he would carry the golden censer with the incense, with the prayers of the saints. So you see, they got Barack in all red, smoking all the incense, you know, praising himself in his own chamber alone. You know what I'm saying? Alone, because you want to lead everybody to hell, you know. Misery loves company. Alone because he wants the world all to itself, you know.
To the one nigga that scared me the most, myself.
I'm here.
You hear Lewis out here? I'm here.
I'm right here, Rock. Who's next?
You hear that? Who's next? Because you know, as it's written, and as we know, you know, the Messiah, you know what I mean, the Son of God, as it's written, all judgment was given unto the Son. In John 5:22, you know, all judgment is given unto the Son. So, but what Lucifer loves to do, you know, he loves you to destroy yourself. He tempts you so that you can be judged by your God and get sent to hell. You know, go through your judgments. You know, rather you got righteous judgments, but he want to lead people into death, you know. Let people destroy themselves, have their sins, have them dying in lack of knowledge, don't know anything, and they just go to the hell pit, you know. You know, that's a legacy. You know, don't that sound good? You know, smoking your blunt and you just get shot up in the car, you know. You heard enough Lil Durk. You know, Lil Durk told you getting shot at in the car, that's lit, you know. That's how that goes, man.
Who you want me to kill next?
You hear that? Who you want me to take out next?
'Cause I'm that killer, yo.
He said, I'm that killer, yo. Because let's go into that. In Exodus 3:14, and God said unto Moses, I am that I am. So hint the William, the will of I am, the will of God, William, you know. Remember, I already talked about how the Messiah name is Carol Lewis Williams II. Remember, I done showed the name Car. You know how the word Christ derives from Karas, the car. You know, it derives from Karas, you know, in the ancient Hebrew. You know, Christ was what? It was Karas. You know, they say ancient Egyptian, but it was really the ancient Hebrew. It was Karas, K-A-R-A-S-T. You know what I'm saying? That's why Ricky, you know, that's why Ricky got shot at in the car. You know what I'm saying? That's why after you know, after Lou shot D Wiz, he sat in the car. You know what I'm saying? So you see he out there that killer, yo, because yo was just short for Yah. You know, the word yo derives out of Yah. So Lewis, you know, the I am yo coming to Rock House saying, you know, who you want me to take out next? Who else I got to keep judging? You know, because he's drunk on the show, crying and depressed because, you know, the Messiah, they know he can't save everybody. You know, Lucifer collecting a lot of souls, leading people to walk their own paths, and all he ultimately do is judge them. He don't want to do that. That's why Lewis on the show crying and depressed about all the killings he had to do.
That's what you want me to be. That's what you made me.
You see that? That's what you made me. That's what you want me to be. You see? And notice how you got the Rock looking out the window at the high place, down at Lou. You know, I'm always exalted above him.
This motherfucker.
This mother effer, because the mother goes into Mother Jerusalem is the mother of us all. And they already know the marriage is going to happen, so he's the mother effer, you know. That's how they talk. Same thing right here. I can let you see this right quick. Excuse the language. Look at this. This Easy E, you know what I'm saying? This is song Sorry Louie. He said, well, I was 15. Well, the year after that, I killed this kid because in Numbers 776 is written the Messiah is the kid goat offering, the lamb sacrifice. You know, people, I got my kids. But that's what Satan, that's how you see people don't know what they're saying. Messiah is the kid. He's the lone kid. He's the goat offering. You know, we have children, boys, girls. He's the kid, you know. But that's how Lucifer do with language. He loves wordplay. You know what I'm saying? You see how it says, I killed this kid, Louis. Bash his head in with my Louisville slugger. Ha ha, I got away with it. Ha ha, I want to apologize to Louis. I'm sorry, Louis. Ha ha ha. Bash his head in with my Louisville slugger. He said, I knew this mother effer named Louis. Every day the Igga talk S, but today he tried to do me. He rolled down my block. Could I go to how they want to run the altar? He rolled down my block with a pistol and a stare, a black khaki suit and dookie braids in his hair. That mother effer think I'm slipping, but I got my gat and a 40 and I'm sipping, waiting for the fool to get out his car. There go Cara. The stupid mother effer thinks I'm a star, but I'm not. I'm the type that'll kick the ends A fast. Easy ease, a Igga that'll blast, you know. He's at my window, think I'm playing Nintendo. But you see I rock the same thing because the Messiah, you know, as it's written 1 Corinthians 13:12, we see the Messiah through the glass darkly because he's the man out the mirror. That's why Lou was just talking while Rock is looking out the window. Because they want to control the altars. They want to control the high place. They want to look at themselves. They don't want, you know, they don't want to see him, you know. They don't want him to come into his power through the looking glass, you know what I'm saying? You know, Alice in Wonderland through the looking glass, you know, Alice, what she found there, written by Lewis Carroll, you know. That's what they do. But the stupid Igga don't know I'm behind him, so he dropped the gat like a stupid mother effer, so I bashed his head in with a Louisville slugger, you know. That's how they do, man.
You want me? You gonna get me then.
See, he got his car behind him.
I'm yours.
Shut the fuck up and get in the house, Lou.
Always telling him to shut up, you know.
Who next?
Get in the house and shut the fuck up.
Who next?
My neighbors don't want to hear your mess.
My neighbors don't want to hear your mess because Lucifer don't know he's always plotting against you. He's a great hunter. you know, using you against you, you know what I'm saying, leading you to judgment, man.
They need to know who you are.
You hear that? They need to know who you are. You know, the Antichrist being revealed.
They need to know who I am.
They need to know who I am. They need to know I'm the Messiah and you the false, you the Antichrist, you know.
They need to know what we do, right?
They need to know what we do. Because that all goes to how the whole thing is working hand in hand, because the Messiah is the one who gives the judgment in the end, you know.
So, we straight killers, yo.
We straight killers, yo. You know, they want, you know, Rock want to let him just keep leading souls to hell, you know. Barack Obama, you know, Lucifer deceived the world, and in the end, they got to just get sent in the hell pit, you know. Let's look at this. Me and the brother, you know, I was watching the brother Truth Be Told's channel. I remember a while back he mentioned this scene on the movie Get Rich or Die Trying. You know, shout out to the brother, man. He do a lot of great videos. But he mentioned this scene right here is very important. Look at this. Now you can see that Charles in the background on the grave, because Charles goes to Chuck. You know, Chuck is God. Remember on Supernatural show, Chuck was God from in Kansas. Remember, he was from Kansas and he was God. So you got the name Charles because, you know, that's, like I said, that Chuck is short for Charles. It deals with chucking up, you know, raising up the headstone. It deals with raising up stones, you know, in mason work. So you see you got you know, stonemason work. So you see you got the man, his name is Bill Duke. You know, the name Bill, and his mother name is Louise. Her middle name is Louise. You know, so Bill is just short for William. His name is William Duke, you know. Duke is like the leader. You know what I'm saying? The Dukes, the Kings. And look what 50 Cent say to him.
You know who this is?
How you doing, okay?
Who's this little nigga?
It's the our employee of the month. You hear he'll worker be.
He looks familiar.
Remember Katrina?
Katrina.
Trina.
Ain't this a bitch? So
yeah, Mr. KM, you're like a god to me.
No, you tell William you like a god to me.
like a god. Son, I am God. God, Allah, Buddha, all rolled up into one big nigga.
You hear that because everything blasphemes the holy name. You know, Buddha, that just derives out of the Holy Ghost, the beginning of all wisdom, Bu, you know, the fear of God. You know, Allah, Al, you know, El, go to Elohim, blasphemy, you know, and so forth, you know. Hinduism, you know, Du just means God. You know, and the Messiah is the great hen. You know, he's the hen protecting his flock with his wings of healing in his wings, you know. That's how they operate. That's why he said he's William saying that all of them roll up into me. Because they all blaspheme me, you know. 50 Cent, you are God to me. That's why right now you have all the immigrants. They're like, yeah, they all influxing in. Because as it's written, it was going to be a gathering of the people. That's why you know the Messiah is here, you know. That's why on the Purge movie, remember they had the people were coming in from overseas and they were tourists. They were calling them Purge tourists because it was all symbolic of how, you know, the purging deals with how people are going to get rid of their sins. You know, that's why they say, yo, just stay in your house. Don't leave. We'll give you money. Just stay in your house. You don't have to be purged because they don't want you to leave. They want you to stay stuck in this deception. You know?
This is not a water bottle. It's an air-up bottle that flames.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it operates, you know. That's why they're telling people, the pyramids, we got pyramids here, man. You don't got to leave. We got pyramids all over the world because we always built everywhere, you know, everywhere we go. But at the same time, those pyramids testify about his return, you know, and within Egypt.
Flavors ordinary water.
The 3 Giza pyramids, you know what I'm saying?
Here for one reason, to purge. Spain, Denmark, South Africa, they're being called murder tourists, as they are here for one reason, to purge.
We're here to experience the purge, to kill, release all the anger and hate, be like Americans.
You see that whole thing, to cleave, that all the nations are going to start cleaving, you know. You see how deep this goes. Look at this. But obviously you're going to have agents. You have agents within everything. Masons within everything. You have real people and you have agents. So look at this.
Chief? Is the regalia just a chance for them to...
Hold on.
I want all this footage on a flash drive.
Do you really think you could just snoop around an NFFA building?
I know what you're doing. You're sending soldiers into the island disguised as gangs, as citizens, hunting people down using the tracking implants. You're making it look like people are participating because there wasn't enough purging.
You see that how everything gonna be. So they getting ready to escalate everything on all levels. That's why it says, you know, we want to be close to the Messiah in our hearts and in our minds, and we pray that we find him. Because everything's about to start elevating. We want to exodus because there's going to be a lot of damage and havoc that's going to be going on out here, you know. That's why Donald Trump is like, you know, as it's written, at the last trump, you know, will be what? The Great Awakening. And that's why Donald Trump, that's why he's right on the front runner again, because you already know about the whole thing. He said, I'm going to do the large deportation, you know. That's why Trump said he's going to do the largest deportation ever, because it's just talking about how he's going to be a reason the Exodus is going to fulfill, you know. So everything about to fulfill, y'all. So I'm going to end that right here. Thank you for watching Hide and Seek TV. Much more is coming, man. Peace.